Audio. Hi, I thought I'd talk about Bugonia again. Um, I haven't. I've thought about this movie, but I haven't gotten to the point where it's the end, and I know exactly how to phrase it. Phrase it. Uh, I'm looking at I'm looking at the stream. I'm a little bit distracted. I should have set this up before. Uh, okay. Okay, where I last left off was I was reading the wiki, and it was at the end. Uh, Michelle, now revealed as the genuine Andromedan leader, consults with her fellow Andromedans and concludes that the human experiment has failed. So far, what my understanding of the story is that the Andromedans accidentally wiped out the Earth with the dinosaurs. It's a little funny. They were too violent and whatnot. So they said, okay, we're gonna to say sorry for that. We're gonna put someone on the planet that looks more like us. They felt bad about killing all those dinosaurs. So now it's people walking around. And it's gotten to the point where I'm not going to say it's like the dinosaurs all over again. But what's funny about the story is that when you think of aliens and ETs, you think of a little green Martian from outer space in a flying saucer over a cornfield, crop dusting or whatever. And then they abduct cows and people and they do experiments on them, and then they spit them out. In this story, the aliens look like people. They're from a neighboring galaxy. And they've set up shop on Earth as a pharmaceutical so that they can do experiments on people. Now, in the story, hold on, I'm looking for his name. There's Dawn and Teddy. Teddy's mom gets, I'd say she gets hurt by participating in a test from this pharmaceutical, which is basically not what people sign up for. They sign up to help the. They'll say that, are the drugs safe enough? And if it's safe enough to test on a person, you're generally safe enough to survive. And what happens is, it's not that at all. It's the Andromedas testing on people like ETs. And they're the type of people who will wipe out the dinosaurs. So she gets hurt, and he's not going to stand for it. So he becomes a conspiracy theorist, and he actually manages to figure it out. What I haven't figured out yet is all the bee imagery. There's stuff about a beehive. I think the Bugonia, the Andromedans, work like a beehive. Because at the very end of this movie, when you go to their ship, it's like they're walking inside of a human body of some kind. It's fleshy. It's not fleshy as in actually, but it's designed to look that way. And bees create their hives through basically vomit. So they're living in some type of fleshy cocoon type thing. So yeah, I think Bugonia, what they're trying to say is the flower. Okay, hold on a second. If the Andromedans are bees, what exactly is the flower? They're trapped the planet? So what are they getting out of it? They mess. Okay, then the aliens mess with the planet. They gather pollen, and they bring it back to their spaceship, and they make honey, and they're happy. And then the bees go. They go back to the flower, and them buzzing around makes more flowers. I haven't figured that out. I think they just mean to say that they're like a beehive, and the queen bee actually shows up. Teddy actually bumps into the queen bee. Huh. I just started thinking about all sorts of bee stuff. There's all sorts of stuff that goes on with bees. Like the colony will be all female during a time of year. There's honeybees and worker bees, and they'll kick all the males out. Um, Yeah, I'm not sure what they're saying. I think they just mean to say Queen Bee showed up, but I'm not sure. Um, she pops a clear bubble-like dome, instantly killing all humans living on Earth, though all other animal and plant life remains. Michelle gazes out at the planet, now devoid of human life, as birds fly and bees slowly return to Teddy's apiary. So, from the Andromeda's point of view, a healing happened. I just watched this last scene, and there's stuff that there's interesting stuff. The Andromedas all wear knit clothing. They're it's they're insulated and safe, and they sit in council chairs, and they have long hair, which means that they've been there for a while. And on the other side of that is Teddy, who's been tortured his whole life. So, someone who is safe, the ultimate, so in the galaxy, the ultimate safest. This is where the poetry is really neat, or how the film's clever. The safest, most protected, comfy, insulated person ends up trapped in somebody's basement to be tortured and has to figure it out on how to survive. She has to figure out how to get out of there. She is protected. And then all of that stripped away. And what you find out is that she could actually handle the problem. She actually dismantles Teddy's life. She dismantles Teddy's life and then she blows him up. As soon as they meet, she beats him up. Looking at the last scene, the council doesn't really say anything. She shows up and it's their most safe protected person went through something, and they're like, no, this is over, isn't it? We can't have that. This is over. They're too violent or something. They're no good. And she's like, "You're absolutely right. No, we can't tolerate that." But for Teddy, he doesn't get that sort of protection. Teddy's mom, his cousin, they all get wounded and tortured based off of the choices done by this pharmaceutical. I had an understanding of this, but I'm wondering if there's anything else. I don't I don't know. My first understand my when after thinking about this a couple days ago, my thoughts are um when she reaches that council chamber and they wipe out all of Earth, then the movie shows only the plants and animals have survived. The people have become too violent or out of control. They're out of alignment with where the Andromedans are. So that must be it. It's weird. People on Earth look like Teddy, and they're supposed to look like this council chamber. And the queen bee has shown up personally to make a drug, to do drug testing, to try and get people in alignment. And it isn't working out. It actually hurts someone. People are that far off course. But my understand when after watching it, there's a feeling that happens of you see everyone on Earth has died, and there's music playing. And me, I can't speak for others, but me personally, it didn't feel sad. There wasn't. I don't know. Maybe all the excitement of the movie went by, but personally, it didn't feel sad. It felt like more storytelling. I'm gonna end it here. Um, Yeah, there's some stuff. There's stuff to say about Bugonia. Um, it's a good movie. It's worth watching. Thanks for listening.